So Zach, what is this session?
So this Monday session is just about two things, which is jam night, which is one thing that loads of musicians really enjoy, and it's a good night out. And there's a big section of musicians who do enjoy that, but it was also divided by the musicians and people who are creative in music who love a studio session, and that's where they hang out. And I think that this session here is really about how can we find a balance between that? How can we find a place which is a safe space and a great place for people to build tracks as a collective in that way where there's both going on, get best of both worlds, and at least give it our best shot on trying to create.
Nice. Is this a community or is this a band?
So this is a question we get quite a lot from different people who we partner with. I certainly think that it's important that we come to events like ones of the charities where we front up as a band and we show that what we're doing is marketable and it's a very good brand. But we get this question because always at these events it's different faces and it's different people. As this is a welcome and open-ended community group where different people can filter in and out. And I think it's very, very important that we have that because it makes for better music and also makes for something that benefits people. So therefore it is a community group. But whenever we go on the road, whenever we do any gigs and anything like that, we'll always front up as a band or as a brand, because I think that's how we do things successfully in music, or that's how we thrive, because we can all congregate under the same sort of idea, the same creative image.
A brand band, love that. Why is it here in Story Garden, in the garden?
Okay, so it's here in Story Garden because a huge part of the mission statement of why we're creating a community in the first place is because I think it's a big gap in how young people are connecting with spaces that things like community gardens, especially in the inner city of London. There's a lot to be extracted from. There's a lot of opportunities there that these are kind of the new community hubs, and young people are missing out on that because it's something that's not really seen as an ideal or something that's cool. But I think we can use music as an anchor to connect people to these community hubs and to connect people to growing food and learning about the food system. I think it's a great way of connecting with economic problems and things like that. And being here is what it takes just to get that first step into how we can start addressing things and how we can start communicating our ideas towards these issues, towards where we sit in the city.
See what you did there. Amazing. And finally, what genre of music do you happen to? What sort of stuff are you playing?
So we get that question from most people who we promote to, as if you're going to turn up to something, it's very much like you don't want to feel like an imposter, you don't want to feel like someone who's come into the wrong space. But as a community group, as an open network, it's all about welcoming different perspectives and different routes, and I think that's what creates such an amazing sound every time that we enter this room behind me. And I think every time we do that, every time new faces come along and every time it's a new genre, new style, new roots, we just have the most incredible sound that you don't really get anywhere else. You don't get that sort of inclusivity because a lot of things are their scene, they're their thing, their own segment in the industry. And I think you need all forces on board if we're going to do something that's connecting young people, and it's going to be, especially, it's called Communicate. It's about people having a message and having something that they feel like they're backed in, and that's what this community is about. And I think as a genre, let's hope that we create something new in a new genre. I think it's about time we have one, and I think that will be quite impactful to young people.
Amazing.